Okay, geometry. I'm going to go over the Unit 3, Lessons 1 and 2 mastery check. And then I'm going to go over the Unit 3 formative 3 from Lesson 3. So number 1 says, what measure of the indicated angle would make U parallel to V, and what is the relationship of the two angles? So in order to make them parallel, those two alternate interior angles need to be congruent. So there you go. There's your answer. Number 2, what measure of the indicated angle would make U parallel to V, and what is the relationship between the two angles? Well, this angle would have to be 95, and those are corresponding angles. So these are alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles are congruent when the lines are parallel, so I'm going to set them equal to each other. I'm going to pause and solve for x. So once I set them equal, I solve for x, I get x is 7. Number 4, solve for x. Okay, these are consecutive interior angles. Consecutive interior angles are supplementary. They add up to 180 when the lines are parallel. So together, they should not be equal. They should add up to 180. So you might want to pause and write this down if you had trouble with this problem. But I solved the equation and I got x equals 9. If you got this wrong, you probably set them equal to each other rather than added them up and set them equal to 180. Number 5, choose the correct equation for the picture. Okay, well, these two angles add up to 90 degrees in the picture. Now we're moving on to the formative assessment. What is true about parallel lines? They have the same slope. Number 2, what is true about perpendicular lines? They have opposite reciprocal slopes. Number 3, which line is parallel? In order to be parallel, the slope has to be the same. So we look for an equation, and they're all in slope-intercept form. So we look for an equation that has the same slope, which is this last one down here. Which line is perpendicular? Well, this slope is 1/2. The negative reciprocal to 1/2 is negative 2 over 1, or negative 2. So now the new slope has to be negative 2. Looks like the first answer is correct. And number 5, choose the correct description for the pair of lines. Well, these two have negative reciprocal slopes, so those are definitely perpendicular. Now these two, in the second one, they're not set up in slope-intercept form. So let me go ahead and do that. And you don't have to do this, but it's just easier to see why this slope for the second equation is negative 2/3, and for the first equation is 2. So those are not the same, nor are they opposite reciprocals or negative reciprocals. So that is neither. And I believe that is the last question. All right, peace out.